Science is great. Science really helps us so much. I, for example, every week go to a chiropractor, and I have a decompression and laser that rejuvenate my cells. As an entrepreneur, I also have an accountant and lawyers and attorneys. Of course, this is something that we should remember all the time, and that is obvious. We need to deal with problems here. But from the other side, we have spirituality. We have this consciousness we want to be with, and we want to feel fulfilled. So let's take as an example water. Water that constitutes of 99.99% of atoms. So there is a cliche that we use every day, that water sustains life. It's not water, it's atoms. Atom sustains our life, animals or plants or our earth. And the same with your cell phone. Your cell phone constitutes of 99.99% of atoms. So what is really the difference between the water and your cell phone? Truly, there is no difference. You see, but there is. And that is the problem, that is the challenge for us, because from one side we have this spirituality and consciousness that says there is no difference, there is no fragmentation. From other side, we have scientists that says and proves to us and convince already us that there is difference, that there is huge difference, that actually in every single thought that you want to manifest and every single desire you want to manifest, that in every single relationship that you have, every single move that you want to do in your life, in your business, there is fragmentation. And there is no doubt that we and our consciousness has already been taken advantage of. A long time ago, we agreed unconsciously that there is fragmentation. So you see, that is the paradox. Because from one side, we don't want to suffer, but from other side, we agree with science. In every single field of our life, in every single gesture we do, there is science which says there is fragmentation. There is no connection between cell phone and water. There is no connection between what I feel and what you feel. And they prove that. And even though it lasts only for a certain period of time, shorter, longer, we believe that. So you see, our consciousness has already been convinced that science is right. And no matter what we think, no matter what we tend to believe, we agree with this. And that is the main issue here. You see, because we want to take this long-lasting, everlasting fulfillment, which is in 99.99% in spirituality, and we want to engraft this into our illusionary world, because we want to be happy in this 3D world. But it doesn't work. Why not? Because there the fulfillment is all the time. In our world, it's only pain. We have only pain and only time problems. We cannot take this 99.99% and put into 1/10 of 1%. There is no room for that. You see, that is the issue and that is the problem we are not aware of. So when we take about an example of life ways, how we live, how we deal with on a regular basis, there is intersectionalism everywhere. The discrimination between people is rising. The discrimination because of beliefs, of the colors, or whatever I have in my mind, in my brain, it doesn't matter. There's intersectionalism is everywhere. It's not only about discrimination other human being, because that's the science. It's created that for us, even though we are not aware of it. So the absurds follows another absurds. That is the way we live, and we are not aware of. And of course, science love it, politicians love it, but this intersectionalism is everywhere. When we talk about body anatomy, we know everything about body. Our consciousness has been taken and has been taken away from our soul, because science proves we know everything about body. When we talk about our politicians and politics, when we think about our taxes and law and education and medicine especially, they know everything. They take every single part of life, the way we live, and they prove to us there is fragmentation. There is separation. You have to use this, or you have to think in this way. When we take cognitive science, for example, about the mind and the brain, they know everything. They tell you how to do, what not to say, what is the behavior. Go and ask psychologists. They will explain to you everything, right? But the problem is we are in pain even bigger than before, than 10 years ago. How come? If we take every single life steps and we figure it out, because the science is there, we should know everything. It's so paradoxical. Why? Because we have been running away. We have been running away from the source, which is the consciousness, which is the connection with our soul, which is the connection with the consciousness of atoms. Because from one side, when we talk about medicine, when we talk about something that can improve the way we look, of course, we are so happy and we are so fulfilled because we see that we can change this and we can change that bit. And the way we live, we see day after day another way of being fulfilled. It's true, but from the other side, and we see the science in there. But on the other side, the flip side of the coin is we run away by doing such a thing from the source. We are running away from our soul, from the cause. And that is the problem here. Do we see that? Do we see this? That from one side we have everything and they tell us, because science tells us how to talk to other people, how to speak, how to behave, how to run your life, your children, what to eat, not to eat, how to speak and communicate. And this takes part and part and part. We have been dismantled. Our consciousness has been dismantled to every single unit, to every single part. And even in that part, there is still science. And they have bought us. They have taken the most precious gift we have been endowed with. And that is our consciousness. And that is the problem, not science on its own. Science is okay, science is good. It's a channel that should have been used to help us. We should control the science with our consciousness. Now the science controls us. And that is the problem. So if you think about your life, if you think whatever you have been doing right now, how you are making money, how you do in your relationship, you will find out that science reigns there, that science tells us what to do. So even though we try to be spiritual, how much spirituality is there? Almost none. So there is no doubt that we suffer. So by thinking about it, only by thinking about it, only by awakening from that and seeing this, that there has been kind of parcellation. Our consciousness has been put into parcellation, step by step, has been dismantled. Then already we are searching for an answer, and we will feel connection with our soul. And this is the way, this is the indicator we should start to begin with. We should start going towards that direction. Run away from the separation. Run away from the fragmentation.